Welcome, returning and new subscribers. I am Goddess High Priestess Empress Alba La Panthera. Welcome all to the channel. Welcome all to the vibes. We are about to just get straight into it. All right, the energy seems to be moving a little bit faster right now. I'm saying a little bit faster because it may be something here for some of you where you may have been feeling stagnant, and there's now there's something in alignment to movement. That could also be significant in terms of some of you, making sure that you're getting a lot more movement in order for there to be integration. For others of you, your integration is coming through rest. Okay, so you'll know where you're at based off the following. So if you're someone that constantly hits a roadblock as you're moving, your integration is through rest. If you're noticing that you are possibly missing opportunities because of too much rest, obviously the integration part for you would be making moves. Okay, let's see what we got going on here for the collective. This is not going to be a long message. I love to see it. We are currently in a Jupiter hour as this message is being delivered. Okay, say less. But we got Uranus, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune at 1 degrees, with Saturn and Neptune in Aries and Uranus in Gemini, but they're all at 1 degrees, which is the gate of a sacred spark. All right. So this is basically the witnessing of a rare and potent triangulation in fire and air signs specifically, which is a critical reactivation of 0 to 1 degrees Aries, the alpha spark, the divine impulse, the cosmic dawn point, the birthplace of energetic motion. But there's that. Okay. Wow. Trust where you're led, because the alignments are no joke right now. Okay, trust where you're led, because the alignments are no joke right now. Saying that twice. All praises to the Most High. I connect my heart and soul to the heart and soul of Mama Universe and Papa Universe. I connect my heart and soul to the heart and soul of my angels, spirit guides, ancestors, protectors, warriors that guide and protect me. I connect my heart and soul to my heart and soul, in connection to the Most High as an extension of Source, highest self, all of me, under all that is unconditional love, through all that is unconditional love, with all that is unconditional love. Let's deliver this message for the collective here. Ashe. Facing the fire of the inner chaos is what's going to allow you to forge the sword of divine will, or to forge the words that are in connection to your willpower, to forge the thoughts that are in connection to your willpower. Thoughts become things. Explore your options, ways of prosperity. Some of you have plenty of options, which in all of these options, there's a lot of prosperity within these options as well. Something in regards to utilizing your voice. Convince you that this isn't fake, I will block you and remove you. That's the way we do that over here, my love. All right. There it is. So we are not in the age of convincing, so that could be significant here for some of you. You don't have to convince others of your worth. You don't have to, you know what I'm, yeah, literally, you don't have to convince others of who you are. You know who you are, and if you don't know who you are, then sit with self and reflect with self, so that way you're able to see, you know, what it is that you are truly connected to as far as your desires, not your wants, not your needs. Your wants and your needs will have you fucked up if you're unable to connect to your desires, because you have not taken the moment, the time to sit and reflect with yourself, because what it is that you desire is in connection to the versions of you from a higher perspective. And in doing so, when you are in that alignment, now what that's saying is you're connected to your perception, not someone else's perception of you, which now the way that comes back to you or reflected back to you is you reacting to your reality and saying you want this and you need this. Okay? So, ways of prosperity, explore your options. There's a lot of prosperous roads that you can take when it comes to you exploring your options, okay? Which means for some of you, you've been moving slow on options. You've been moving slow on the changes you have to make. Having to make some of this change, having to make, I have connected to Taurus, throat chakra energy, has to do with your voice for some of you. Express yourself. It's not going to be conducive or productive to you to just be holding in things that you know you have to express. Liberate yourself and say what you have to say. You feel me? Give me 1 second, y'all. Okay. New abundance and exciting opportunities wash over you now. Self-forgiveness. I just had get over it. Get over yourself. Stop sitting and sulking about situations, and it's for what? To keep you in a stagnant space where you're unable to see these other options. Get up on out of there. Forgive yourself and move on. Let go of the old guilt, because what is that guilt going to do? That guilt is going to block you from your creative flow. That guilt is blocking your sacral chakra. That guilt is blocking your sexuality, and it's through sexuality that one creates. Hence, you are here. You are here due to the sacred exchange. So if there's something that you've experienced in the past, or there's something you've done and you're sitting here punishing yourself for it, get the fuck up on out of there, forgive yourself, and move on. This Saturn retrograde, this Neptune retrograde ain't one to play with. Okay? This may have something to do with friendships or people you've associated with in the past. What about that? Rest. Put it to rest. Let it go. Let it go. Put it to rest. In order for you to integrate the lessons that you've learned to receive your abundance, that's Jupiter. Jupiter is about the integration of life lessons, so that way you can receive your abundance. You can open up the doors of abundance. And furthermore, even connect to faith, because you can't receive abundance from Jupiter if you don't have faith. And if you don't have faith, there's a lack of trust. Because you can't have faith. Tell me you have faith and not have trust. You don't have either or. And therefore, one will not have the abundance. Again, Jupiter has to do with integrating the life lessons you've learned from Saturn. What you came here to master, your training grounds are going to be the obstacles and challenges that you go through and literally to first to go through. But some of you are going over it, which is why the wisdom or the lesson is not being learned. So this is why the cycle keeps going and going and going and going and going until you go to and through it, so that way you can learn the lesson, obtain the wisdom, utilize the knowledge that you have from that lesson, applying that wisdom, so now you can tap into your knowing, go into the G center, go into the heart center, go into the frequency of the God within you. Okay? Ask yourself, are you mature enough now from what you've experienced to lead your own life with clarity, discipline, and fire? That's what Saturn is asking each and every one of you while it's in Aries. Greetings, my loves. Welcome, y'all. Welcome, honeys. Venusian and Trucker. What up, my loves? What up, lady? Okay. Neptune in Aries retrograde is also reconnecting you to primordial source of fire, visions from your oversoul or past lives as a divine initiate. which is basically awakening a great flame consultant as expert. Okay. A great flame that was hidden in your bones. A great flame passion that was hidden in your bones. Basically, the dream before the dream. You're getting glimpses, signs, symbolism, synchronicities in connection to the dream before the dream you have now. Because for most, majority, I will dare to say all, including self, at one point, until recognizing what's going on here, flip the switch immediately. You ain't got to tell me twice. A lot of us have had dreams and aspirations that are more so connected to proving the point, trauma, wounds, things of that nature. Not an aspiration or goal or wanting to do something that's truly connected to the heart space, the truth of you, the oversoul of you, that doesn't carry the wounds or the trauma or the lessons that you've gone through to even say that this is what you want to do. For some of you, that thing or those things, those options are connected to something that people may call, oh, this is just a hobby. You won't be able to be successful in this. And because of that saying right there, people tune into doing things that are more so connected to proving the point or a dream that would exude or show that, okay, this is what success is. What is success to you? Forget what anybody else got to say about it. If you a professional starer, somebody may want to take pictures of you because of the angles of how still you can be. And listen, you'll be highly abundant doing that. But you got to know that within yourself, that's what you came here to do. That's what brings you life. That's what brings you joy. That's what connects you to your abundance of wealth, prosperity, most of all, amazing health to enjoy it all. Consultant expert, more information is needed. Let me see, protection. Okay, so here's the thing. You're being helped. Let them know, baby, let them know. You're being helped. Because for some of you, you want some sort of protection over you, or you don't make certain moves because you may feel as though that you're not protected. Get that out of your head. If you feel that way, it's because you're still connected to something that is not in alignment to your purpose. Therefore, you would have to do something to protect yourself because you're in an energy that is not conducive to you. When you are surrounded by frequencies that are in alignment with your purpose, what are you having to protect yourself from? Okay, so I'm listening to source direction right now. One more. Okay. So when you're in, in surroundings where you have to, you know what I'm saying, throw them hands up a little bit, figuratively speaking, it's because you're around something that causes you to have to do so. The question is, at one point does one stop putting themselves into those type of situations? That's a choice one has to make for themselves. You know what I'm saying? So some of you are already receiving help or assistance that you're not open to. You're not even open to, you're receiving it, but you're halfway receiving it because of there's still healing of the heart that has to happen, or a situation that you just have to literally, you just switch your perception of the situation, allows you to connect to the healed heart. Some of you may not even see that what you've prayed for has already arrived because of a lack of self-forgiveness. feeling unworthy. Synchronicity, alchemy, yes. Watch your thoughts. Right there. That's the washer going in right now. Make a decision. Ready, set, go. Make a decision. For some of you, that help could even be something that has been cut away from you, that you may want to hold on to. Look at this, High Priestess with what? God, me. Woo. Okay. This could be something that was pulled away from you as a false sense of healing, as a false sense of protection even. Saturn and Taurus. Because it was the lesson you had to go through in order to see your worth. To truly see how abundant you are. To truly see where you allow yourself to be in bondage even. Because of a false sense of reality of who someone may be, let's say in the spiritual community per se. This could be even the mother figure, or you are a mother figure, or you are someone who is highly abundant. But if you are around toxic frequencies, let alone one's own mindset, because self-forgiveness is here. This is not even coming across as this is something outside of you. This is oneself doing this to self, keeping oneself in bondage. Whether this is you, collective, or something or someone around you. What is the advice? Move on. It's a challenge though. Your next move that has to be so precise is a challenge for you to move in that precision, but that is the advice here. The Chariot. You don't want to miss out on that abundance. I'm pretty sure you don't. How much more betrayal do you want to take on? Because where you're moving towards, if you're looking for a confirmation, something that you already know, it's a confirmation. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. That's not what any of these readings is for. Some of you may receive a revelation, but majority of the time, 99.9% of the time, these messages have to do with something you already know. And gladfully, beautifully, gratitude to the alchemy that happens within oneself in alignment to the cosmos, you align with information that allows you to remain optimistic, or that's Jupiter energy that allows you to recognize, all right, wait a minute, this is a lesson I've learned, but have I truly integrated what I've learned? Basically, have you truly taken action when it comes to what you've learned? So that way you can remember. Because to say that you're here to remember, for some of you, you're going to have to put that to the side until you unlearn, and do that dance real quick before you even get over to that side where it's just so you came here to remember. Yeah, we can take this on different levels. Yes, we can. But I'm going to tell you one thing, enough is enough with this level of betrayal that you're allowing within oneself because of your own thoughts. That's Mercury and Gemini. Mercury is a personal planet, which is telling me even more so that this is whatever's going on outside of you, because this is Mercury too. These are both mercurial energies. Yeah, whatever's going on outside of you, it's the result or the transformation or the alchemy because of what it is that you are in alignment to within yourself. You want to see a change in your reality? Change your thoughts. You got Uranus and Gemini that's literally helping you with that. Precisely so. Precisely so. It says if the energy right now, before we reach the eclipse season, the lunar eclipse, the full moon lunar eclipse, Pisces on the 7th of September, and the 21st of September, the solar eclipse for the new moon in Virgo. Before we reach that, it's time to get going, y'all. It's time to get going on these lessons that you learned, because when you could already be feeling the energy right now. That's why this message is coming out. So it's on some, yo, let's go. Let's go. What we waiting on? You want your abundance. You want this amazing life that you have been visualizing, doing affirmations for. You not even want that. You desire. Do you truly desire it? Yeah, because some of you, there's something about still wanting something. You got to switch the want to a desire, because a want is more so connecting you to a lack. Because for some of you, you literally have what it is that you desire, but you're calling it a want, and it's being pushed away or fragmented in so many different pieces that you're unable to put the puzzle piece together to even recognize that that's what you desire. Yeah, me no. Shit. What did y'all do? What y'all been doing? Some of y'all been pussyfooting on something for this energy to be coming on. Because I wasn't doing a lot of this before I even came aboard. So what's happening? Don't be out here doing all this yappity yep, and then being in lives, writing comments. Y'all, make sure you do what the fuck it is that you put up in these comments. It's that type of time. What up? People love to sound a certain way when they within chats and shit. You better make sure whatever it is you saying, you applying it to your life for real. Down to the up and down to the people and situations that you surround yourself with. Old habits that you're claiming that died hard, but they still living live as fuck. Hello? So, what they've been doing, moving around too damn much. You got the Knight of Wands here. Let me see. Making moves. Let me see. What's these moves? Rushing. So that's what y'all been doing. Rushing into things that are not grounded. That's another message of Saturn and Aries. Do not rush anything that has to be rooted and grounded within a solid foundation. If the foundation is not built, no move should be made. For some of you, you're seeing a potential foundation being built, but it hasn't been built and it's been years. Move on. Move on. Literally. Do this on your own. Be on your own. You have more success, independence, wealth, alignment to your divine perception when you're on your own. Follow your heart. Follow your heart. Healing heart. You're a powerful healer. Some of you could be healers as well. Everything that you've experienced has to do with what you're doing next. Oh, Lord. Wow. Making sure the heart is as light as a feather. Release anything that is around you that makes it heavy. Whatever it may be. Distance yourself away from it so you have, enough space to breathe. To actually take a full breath. Inhale fully, exhale fully. Ace of Cups. Ooh, the Wheel of Fortune. Hold on, wait a minute. Wow, that was the 4 Cups. Discontent in a certain partnership of a high level of commitment was part of the plan. Was part of the journey. Jupiter energy showing up again. Hierophant, Taurus, throat chakra. It was part of the journey to get you to utilize your voice. It may have put you through the dark night of the soul as well. What's this? Ooh-wee. Because you're here to do something much greater for the collective. Not just the collective on this planet either. Jupiter and Leo. There goes that. The sun of the solar system. Think of the role of the solar system. Think of your purpose. Think of the soul. Think of the soul. Think of the sun. The sun's purpose within the solar system. And I want you to reflect on your purpose. There's a very deep similarity. Now ask yourself, what do you do when that goes against that? We have here communication, Mercury and Sagittarius, and the Nine of Swords. Let me see. So there's something going on here behind the scenes. We have 1111, Four of Wands. Some of you could be aligning with someone where the reflection is more so having to do with each one being self-made with the Queen of Pentacles here. But there's a spiritual purpose behind you meeting this person and communicating with someone here. This communication has already come in. This could be a reunion of souls. Yeah, look at that, for sure. King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, pre-Emperor, Empress energy. There's a reunion of souls here. There's a reunion of souls here. Page of Swords. This has been brewing within the past 2 years. This has to do with something, or it's the result of what you've been studying the past 2 years. Two, Mars and Aries here. Because this would be an energy of making moves quickly, but this is just as quickly as you can move, you can burn out. But this here connection, it moves quickly, but it continues to ignite. There's a lot of power behind this. The power behind this is the lessons learned or to be learned. And getting into this type of energy of entering something that ignites your passion and it doesn't die out just as quickly as it ignites it would have to do with mastering or clearing out the lessons that have to do with the self-doubt that one speaks towards themselves because of situations of the past of feeling left out in the cold. Yeah, it's time to move on from that. Six of Swords. There's a lot of Mercury energy showing up in these cards. What happened Wednesday? Something about Wednesday is very significant. Four of Swords and a Nine of Cups. Wishful thinking, put it to rest. This is not going to emotionally fulfill you. Don't deceive yourself. Moon in Aquarius. This could have to do with the group of people or a social network or something having to do with social media even. It's as if practicing sobriety from something. It's a practice of sobriety, but this would be disconnecting yourself from what you would normally do to escape what you really have to reflect on. Two of Pentacles. Juggling. With the Magician at the bottom of the deck. Yes, something keeps showing up in your reality. Pentacles, Earth, tangible. It keeps showing up in your reality, but you're not seeing it as such. You're being helped. The message from the Mermaid's deck was you're being helped, and then you have accept heaven's help in reverse. With the Queen of Wands. This could be a time period where you are aligning with those who are a reflection of the mastery that you may be undergoing at this time. But if you continue to engage with the old version of yourself, you won't be able to receive the assistance, the help, the inspiration that comes from these new energies that are coming in. Because Queen of Wands is someone who is in their purpose. It's a purpose. It's not a purpose. Well, it could be a purpose of vitality, where your essence just brings forth vitality to others. But this is someone who is personable, who is already on their path of purpose, who knows who they are. Also very attractive with the Queen of Wands energy. It's, you know, a highly vibrant feminine frequency here. What's the other side of this? This too. The Hermit. One who rather be inside, another one who rather be out. Bring balance to both of those sides of yourself. Balance out work and play. That's why you may be feeling stagnant and bored and discontent. This that Four of Cups that wanted to show up earlier. That's the Moon in Cancer. You're clearing out whatever it is that you were suppressing that had to do with the way you were raised by a mother figure, Moon in Cancer, or something about the way you were raised in terms of, oh, you can't be moving that way if you say you're going to be doing this, something to that effect. What's something that may be more traditional, you have an unconventional way of doing it. But growing up, you may have been told that, oh, no, you can't do it this way because this, that, or whatever, what others may say. Nobody gives a fuck about what anyone thinks about self. Keep that in mind. What anybody got to say or think about you is none of your business. Fuck them. Simple as that. Simple as that. Part of the lesson. Know your worth. Know your worth. That's all. You know what I'm saying? Know your worth. Page of Pentacles and the Moon. What's the secret here? Four of Wands. On the other side of it, some of you could be deciding to marry someone without anybody knowing. Huh? Without telling family? Is that what this is? Somebody eloping or something? Or your perception of marriage is different from everybody else's? Okay. Do you? The King of Pentacles shows up. Something is when you align with your worth, there's something here that's going to come to you as a surprise. There's a message you receive. It's going to have something to do with your finances. The Queen of Cups. I just felt a very strong energy. I heard legacy and inheritance from that right there. Cancer energy showing up. Yeah, official person. We ain't go through all of this for nothing. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It was all destined for your great fortune. But going back to that God energy, applying what it is that you have, you know, recognized and noticed of yourself, the truth of yourself, to connect with your wisdom, and using that knowledge to connect to your knowing. Go into what it is that you know. G is at the end of that word knowing. Go in to what you know. Go into that G center. 26, gematria is connected to God. Expectations here. What's behind this? Mature man. Your ancestors were expecting you to overcome all of this. You had the battles and the wars that you've had exactly for the reason you've had them, because you're the one that's equipped with the frequency, the vibration, the tools to come out amazingly successful. As many wounds as you may have, you know, experienced, coming out of there clean, as if nothing ever happened. But that gives you that internal fire, that internal knowing, that internal protection. You don't have to seek it outside yourself. Coming out of this impoverished mindset. Yeah, and the expectations, and they both in the same position, might I add. This was all part of the journey. 10-10, 10-28. That's Bill Gates' birthday too. Bill Gates. You're at the gate of your inner authority, which is connected to your wealth. Your inner authority is connected to your wealth. Your inner authority is connected to your wealth. Your inner authority is connected to your wealth. You're going to have to make a proper judgment here as the official person. Especially when it comes to relationships. Decision card, again, 15. This courthouse, some of you could be going through something legal at this moment. Or expect some type of court order, spiritual court order. Something's being put in order through the spiritual courts. Or this could even be something in the physical realm. House of Gemini. In regards to your communication, who you're connecting with, who you're communicating with, there could be a significant stop or a cease, severing a connection as a form of spiritual alignment, spiritual justice, cosmic spiritual justice. The wealthy man, yeah, see, this may have been going on since 2013. So this is 12. This is the year, this might have been a 12-year cycle. This is the moment of surrender. And she keeps showing up here. If you felt as though people were stealing from you or taking something from you, it was all part of it. It was all part of it. That was expected. Something about, you in connection to your ancestors, your spirit guides, your oversoul, expected everything that would go on to go on exactly the way it did. It was supposed to. Would you have awakened had it not? Especially in this thick-ass, dense realm of duality. High honor. It's all part of the path. You're someone who's supposed to be living a luxurious life because of what it is that you can create. 35-8 path, especially 35. 3 creation, 3 communication, also having to do with being quite witty with the way that you create and express yourself. This could carry a lot of comedian type of energy. It's giving Kevin Hart vibes. Laugh at my pain. Concerned, 33. Concerned about whether you're going to surrender. 33 hangman energy, 33 vertebrae of the spine. Are you willing to surrender so that you can rise to the occasion? So the Kundalini energy can rise? Getting into this here, accepting heaven's help. Heaven help is basically what's going on in your brain too. And there goes this again, the courthouse. Main male. So something here about your clear inner knowing, not being clear. To clear it, what's this? Some of you may have to leave a job. It's over for that. To clear it, it could also be having to surrender with whatever this is that you're working so hard on. Working hard is not going to make you the level of success that you were taught or was programmed into your mind that this is the way you're going to be successful. You got to do this all the time. You got to work hard. At some point, this shit got to click where some ain't adding up. Something ain't adding up. Especially with you having people who are literally given this type of information where, you know, utilizing the law of attraction, all this other stuff. But none of that shit's gonna work if you continue to do the same shit you was doing before you started. Just don't do it. Don't work on nothing that has to do with law of attraction if you're gonna keep doing the same shit you was doing before that. Talking to the same dense ass people you was talking to before that. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. So don't be so committed to an old version of you that you know it ain't going nowhere. It literally put you on a path to heal yourself, but you keep doing something similar to it. At some point, baby, you're gonna have to say, I'm done. And really be done. And really be done. It was all part of the journey. Gotta clear the path. Don't let it affect health. Mentally, spiritually, physically. Root chakra energy, Saturn. Look at your Saturn placement. Study your Saturn placement. Because it's number 31, which is a 4. 4 has to do with foundation. The root. 0 to 7. 0 to 7. 0 to 7. 6 could be significant. Big time. 24 and 6. 6 and 6, surrender. Then we have marriage here. Some of you may have saw relationships in a way that is not beneficial for you. And you may continuously enter partnerships. Doesn't even have to be with the lover. You may even enter, you know, spaces of your career, people that you meet, the same way you would associate the way people would work so hard within a relationship, where once a certain barrier is crossed that leads into a compromise, just know that that shit is already destined for another problem. Because a compromise, that shit only occurs when there's a level of disrespect before that. Now the message has come back in. Ashe, trucker. You know the vibes, love. Final message. 808. Yeah, that Lionsgate portal. Yeah. Despair. Change. Love to see it. Expect amazing news regarding work here for some of you. Not for some, for all. Major changes here when it comes to work. What you do for work. The way you move in life. Absolutely. At the heart of it, yes. Accept heaven's help. That's all we got. That's all you got to do here. Accept the help. Because the star card also came out sideways too, where it's hard for some of you to receive, and a lot of the things that you're receiving is in alignment literally to the reality that is in connection to your healing, that is in connection to you receiving abundantly, being in harmony, you know what I'm saying, connected with those that align with unconditional love, and where you can express yourself without holding yourself back. Because anywhere that you are at and you feel as though you got to close yourself in, now you're stepping into the realm of shame, because now you're not expressing freely from the solar plexus. That's the portal of your expression. If you're not able to just be you freely and not feeling as though you got to, you know, dim your light per se, that ain't the place for you to be. If you can't just do that, because you may be around people who are too defensive, and defensiveness is a sign of weakness. So you would evidently have to dim your light. Remember, As we stated not too long ago, think of the sun's purpose within the solar system and align that with what you came here to do. All right, my loves, that's your message. I love y'all unconditionally. Okay, I will see y'all on the next live.